Hi guys, my name is Lelasophia. I am an artist and fine jewelry designer. If you like contemporary fine jewelry, if you like luxury handbags, all things New York City and art, then I have some fun videos for you. You guys, what do I always say? Merry Christmas! It is the drop day, at least as of filming, it is the drop day of the Rose Fall 2025 actual physical newly released collection. I am dying and so excited to get into all of the new bags with you guys. But first and foremost, if you guys are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you in all of my future videos. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram at lelasophia jewelry. I put out videos 3 days a week, and so I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. How many times can I twirl my freaking fingers, okay? She's excited if you can't already tell. Of course, we know me, I'm obsessed with the row. I've been doing some more collection videos on TikTok lately, so you know, if you want an updated collection, I have a couple, including one from my mother, and I also did my entire mother's collection in a recent vlog. So again, if you need any proof of how much we both love it and bond over the row bags, they're Exhibit A. There you go. And today, I'm so excited. There's a couple new bags that have been re-released, so I'll just quickly kind of touch on those at the very end. But I was going to say I'm so excited because we have some brand new bags, we have some new colors, we have some new materials, and I have a couple on my instant fame-dumb wish list, whatever we want to call it, on my favorites list, the highlight reel, shall we? We're gonna start off strong with not only the first appearing one on the Rose website, but the one that I think, me personally, in the lookbook images, I really loved. Possibly the most, I think. We have a new updated version of the Park Tote 3, but this time I'm obsessed with the, again, let me just disclaimer here, okay? The fall winter collections, I always get into trouble because I know that the color palettes are so very me. I love the summer, spring collections because it just feels like such diversions. There feels to be some newness. There's always a breath of fresh air. The barn tote from the summer collection, there are some really unique bags always, and some really unique, I was gonna say, that face was more so to say, like actually unique, off the beaten path colors for the row that always come out in the warmer months, or recently, at least in the last couple years. And then we hit the fall, winter, and I say, I need to hold on to my coins, okay? I need to hold on for my wallets because otherwise my money would just fly out of my pocketbook. Okay, so long story long, this Park Tote 3, the canvas version, yes, that eye roll, the canvas version, in this yummy, muddy, earth tony color palette, I think is stunning. I even just love the juxtaposition of not only the multiple different colors in the actual bag, but the little pouches that come inside the bag. Fun fact, this is reversible. It does come, of course, in the canvas, just in the black. However, I really like the earth tony color palette. I think that this is such a vibe. There are already several creators that I can literally see seamlessly adding this into their existing collections. And then we have a bag that is brand new that I'm so excited to talk about, that also we got glimpses of in the little lookbook images for fall 25. Again, as per usual, I feel like I'm terrible at pronouncing words, but specifically names. So, you know, help me out down below. I'm gonna call this the Algier tote or bag, but we're gonna go with that pronunciation because listen, I can only do so much. This is coming in 2 different styles, which I always love when they do different takes. The same bag style on different takes. I think that that's always super fascinating because it means that they loved it, or I assume it means that they loved it enough to say, okay, this is amazing as a larger bag, but also what would the smaller bag version be? So we have a true tote bag that's almost like, I don't know, do we call this half moony? And then the shoulder version is much more, I don't know what that shape would be called, but much more trapezoidal. Going from its tapering, shall we say, in from a really long, large east-west style base up to a really cute little, almost teardrop. I don't know, I'm reaching clearly today already, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it's like a chopped off teardrop with a really long strap, which I love. Because I think that with the Marlowe and something like this, they're taking from their own past styles, something like the Taras bag, which we also saw again coming back for this season. They're taking, I'm not sure if it's been criticism, but They're taking what I think people have been wanting, have a little bit longer straps to be able to put it up on your shoulders. A lot of people can put the 17 up on your shoulders, but like, I absolutely could never. And I think that they're applying that. And so I think that that's genius. It really shows that they're listening, they hear everybody, and they're making styles for a myriad of different types of events, people, humans, places, just a lot of different options for us. Somebody needs to correct me if I'm wrong, because I never have claimed to be an oracle, okay? I could totally be wrong, but I do think that the Izzy is new. Am I wrong? There have been a lot of like really cool messengery style, very thin bags, but I think this one is unique. I could be totally wrong. She's coming in 2 different styles, in East West and then the regular. This feels so Zoe Kravitz coded to me, specifically the East West. I don't know why. I also love that we're always gonna get a pop of red, okay? I have done videos on my channel. I'm laughing at it because it seems so frivolous and funny, but I've done at least one video on my channel prior to this, prior to even the Rose massive fame, talking about how a pop of red is literally, I think of the Row when I think of a pop of red. It is their signature, and they're always going to, year after year, even if it's not every single season, they're always going to do a true lipstick red. I think I'm gonna call it a lipstick red. It's not necessarily fire truck red, but a true, bright, beautiful pop of red, because that always seems to be a good idea with the Row. Ay, ay, ay. This is the one on my list that may or may not. I think may not, because I'm trying to be good and stick to my already predetermined wish lists this year. However, again, there are 3 bags on this list that if money were no object, I would have pre-ordered, okay? The Stitch Bindle bag, the Bindle Stitch bag specifically, oh my god, I love it, okay? I love it. I really love, we can see her down there, my small bindle from exactly a year ago, which by the way, they re-released in the same exact color. Love that for us. Something about like, oh, maybe it's nostalgic, because I think that the original bindle bag with the knot at the top was a bag that, in my list of long line items that helped me be like, okay, wait, something special is happening at the Row years and years ago. And especially the small bindle from a year ago in the larger size, and then the Stitch bindle feel like they took that. Some of the bindles have been like, you know, kind of like chopped, and things have been moved around and added, and there's a different strap element, but these just seem to be like, keep it simple, stupid. And even more of an element this year with the Stitch one of, okay, what if we added a little design element in the front? It feels fresh. It feels a bit, I obviously don't know, but it looks to be, I could be wrong, it looks to be a bit stiffer, a bit more practical than the one that released exactly a year ago. And long story short, the small size, I love, okay? That will be probably maybe the number 2 spot of the one that I need to go see in person when they actually arrive in the stores. Before I say my number 1 wish list item that I will absolutely be needing to go, yes, that pause was, girl, you're insane, okay? I have totally overcollected this year already, but listen, again, just as escapism, I can just think to myself that there's a number 1 wish list item that I want to go see in store. Before we get to that one, there's a really interesting, the one, not critique, but I think the one and only time an evening bag hasn't resonated with me as much. There's a really cool squared compact clutch that I'm giving space for, because not to say that I don't like this, but meaning to say I feel like I always sound like such a, oh my god, woo woo, like totally brainwashed by the Row, but things often don't resonate with me, and that is totally okay. And every single evening bag I feel has been prior to this so sexy, so sleek, so chic. There's something like sharp about them all. We saw the envelope bag being brought back. Oh my goodness, we know I've talked about that one so much. And they're just like, so I love how dainty a lot of the evening bags in the past have been, meaning it just, I think there's like an FU element to a lot of evening bags that they've made that are like, this is so simple, but it's so, I want to use a word here that I can't. It's very see you next Tuesday, okay? It's the, yes, my husband's picking up the check, okay? If you're carrying the envelope bag, what is going in there? And this one is the relaxed version. This one I think is really cool. I see a little bit of the Lanvin brick clutch in it, but that even is so much sharper. This one I think it's really interesting, and I can't wait to see it in person to confirm if I'm correct or not, if it's my vibe or not. But I do think that there's a more relaxed customer for this bag, or maybe if you want to juxtapose a really dressy, fancy outfit with something a bit softer, this might be an amazing option. And again, I'm going to be embarrassed if I'm mispronouncing this, okay? Not my favorite one, having a name that I can't pronounce. I'm going to call this the Cecil, okay? And I have a little story time because immediately I thought of a bag that this feels like the more me version of, the possibly updated version of. They took a little reference from themselves. The Cecil immediately. The second I looked at the collection at 10, whatever in the morning, I always know they release right at 10 or around 10, this was the one that I screenshotted because I was like, oh, this is the one. I might need to be careful of myself. I might need to put myself in a timeout and say, no, you don't need this. It is so good. And then literally 3 of my friends, out of all the, if we're gabbing about what our favorite new released piece is, that was the one on everybody's mouths, okay? I feel like, again, not that this matters, but I feel like if you want this, you might want to go for it because I feel like she will be possibly the one from this collection. My thoughts are that I really, again, clearly we're being selfish in this video and talking about how I would wear bags or why I would want to wear bags or why I pick certain bags. The Idaho is, I still to this day see people gunning for. I'm sure, I don't know any personal shoppers or many, at least personally, but from what I've heard, ear to the streets, from what I've heard, personal shoppers are still trying to find people the short Idaho. The big one looks amazing as well. I've seen a couple creators say that that's like the best mom bag of all time, just FYI, in case anybody is looking. But the small Idaho, like, we can all admit it had such a moment. It's still having such a moment. All of my personal favorite creators that I know you guys also love are still to this day busting them out. People bought multiple, a canvas and a leather. It's so good. The one critique that I had with that bag, the reason why I personally did not purchase one is because, again, I'm getting, I'm going out of my comfort zone. I'm getting better. I'm starting to wear more open style bags. But I'm a New Yorker, okay? It's really difficult for me to think of getting a gigantic, really wide, very, like the most extreme version of East-West bag that is open, that I think the magic of that bag is when the sides were, dog-eared and really open. I could have closed them. There's a tiny, dainty little button, but it just made me too nervous. I got too scared to actually purchase and wear it. I don't want to purchase something that then I can't wear. Long story long, excuse me. The Cecil is my answer to the Idaho because it's deeper. It feels more closed off. Part of why, or I would say maybe even the biggest factor as to why the Idaho is so cool is because of how carefree it is. It literally, like Morgan Stewart did a what's in my bag with hers. And I was like, oh girl, you are the coolest person of all time. It literally just flops open and all your things kind of bang around it. The Cecil is much more intimate, I feel, but it's still utilitarian, and I think that is so cool. The handles are a bit wider. I don't know if any of that matters to anybody, but for me, these things are checking off a lot of boxes, and I'm dying. I'm dying to see her. And lastly, I love an evolution. Clearly, I'm a sucker for all of this stuff. Okay, we know me. There is the, again, please, I'm so sorry. Just, help me out down below. The Juve, I'm just going to call it the Juve bag and stop there and stop overthinking. There is the Juve bag. Now we have the Juvette. Oh my God. That is so cute. Okay. I just wish I was a part of the Rogue design team. Okay. I just want to name things. I just want to name the colors. Okay. Mouse gray. I just want to name things. And I just want to name the bags. The Juve and then the Juvette. Are we dying? This is the smaller version. It's a bit more minimal. This is something that I'm just going to go quickly by this because I've already had lots of story times. This is something that I think 99.9% of people could wear and find like it's the easiest little chic, tiny little bag. And lastly, before I rapid fire the ones that were brought back, this is the transitional piece because this was brought back, but in a new material. And it might also be on my list to just go see it, okay? the Cecil, the smaller version, or I don't even know if it's necessarily smaller, but the one compartment version, I'll say, is now in a cotton canvas and I'm dying. And it's so cute. At first I was like, no, the Cecil is magical because it's in satin. And then I thought to myself, hold on. Literally, if I were to insert the cotton one into so many people's wardrobes, I think it would be such a vibe, because I totally understand. I'm not a mom yet. I totally would understand, like, not being able to bring a cute little satin bag on vacation in case something spills on it or whatever when you want to go out, or it just seems a little too dressy or something. You know, we know me, I'm always completely inappropriately dressed for the daytime and love a dressy moment. We love a little chic, inappropriate moment. So for me, the satin is like literally magic. But then I thought to myself, oh my God, somebody like Leandra McDean, somebody like Jennifer Lawrence, this bag in cotton canvas, oh my God, it's so cute. Clearly I get excited about the weirdest things, but I love this new material. In addition to some of the bags that were brought back, i.e. the Park Tote, the Astra bowling bag, the India, the Taras. Did I mention the other ones? Of course, the 90s bag. Shout out to the color sand, because that is gorgeous. That's the one that I would buy. Also have the Agnes. She is back, okay? I know. I know a few people, including Mary, gave me the sweetest shout out when this first came out and was like, this looks like lelasophia. It does. It really does, okay? These are the times in my life when I wish I had a frivolous extra $5 or however much, you know, to spend on this, because she's perfect. She's perfect for me. I'm obsessed. Fair warning, it is smaller than I initially thought in person, which could be an amazing thing, but it's just such a beautiful bag. I already knew one day she'd come out in the brown. I thought it would happen last season or even 2 ago, and I'm so glad that they waited for fall, because what's more classic than the smooth leather brown or black? I'm obsessed. You know, gotta renovate my kitchen and my entire bathroom, and then maybe when I just randomly have an extra however many thousands of dollars, I would love to buy myself one of these. That would be my pick from the bags that have been released in new colors or old colors even. Oh, they're all so good. I'm dying to hear which bag is your favorite from this new fall 2025 collection. Can we even believe it? It's pretty crazy that we're almost to the end of 2025. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts as always. Thank you as always for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next one. Bye guys.